Hey everyone, it's John here from MCKAY, back with another video. This video is going to be my post-trade deadline playoff prediction. So this is the bracket based on if the playoffs started today. So not my prediction on what it's going to end up being. So I want to make that clear. This is not my prediction on what I think the playoffs are going to be at the start or what the season's going to finish as. This is what the playoffs would be if it started today. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hit that like button, hit the notification bell, leave your thoughts in the comments on playoffs, on what you think is going to happen. But this is the bracket if the playoffs started today, and I think we got some interesting matchups. We got the Panthers versus Capitals, Lightning versus Leafs, Hurricanes versus Bruins, Rangers versus Penguins, and on the other side we got Avalanche versus Golden Knights, Wild versus Predators, Flames versus Blues, and Kings versus Oilers. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm literally just going to do predictions and give my thoughts at the end, and we'll have some fun with it. So Panthers versus Capitals. I'm going to start with Panthers. I don't know if the Capitals feel confident this year, but they have not too much time left, I would say, in top tier Ovi. Like, Ovi's still ripping it up, right? But the Capitals made a couple depth moves, but of course, it was the Panthers that made storylines. The Panthers acquired Giroux, they acquired Haig, they acquired Sherratt, so they made some moves. I do think the Panthers are ready to pass the first round and potentially make a run. Leafs versus Lightning. I think the Leafs put themselves in a good position with the Giordano and Blackwell edition. They got Lyubushkin. The goaltending's such a question mark. Personally, for myself, and I think a lot of people, I don't put expectations that the Leafs are going to do a lot. I mean, hey, if they surprise us, great, but you're talking about facing off against Vasilevsky potentially in the first round, and that's who I'm taking. I'm taking Vasilevsky in the first round. I just think the potential of a Battle of Florida again is there, and I think it would be a lot of fun in the second round. Hurricanes versus Bruins. I am going to take the favorite here and take the Hurricanes. I think they're going to get revenge from a couple years ago, and I do think the Hurricanes and Frederik Andersen, who's faced Boston a couple times in the first round, will get their revenge. Rangers versus Penguins. I'm going to take Penguins. I do think that when it comes to goaltending, Shesterkin could end up winning this battle and maybe carry the Rangers into a first round win. But the Penguins are so hot right now, and I feel like if the Penguins can carry this momentum, into the second round as well, they could go on a run. But Tristan Jarry, if he can just at least close to match Shesterkin, because not many goalies, if any goalies, are going to match Shesterkin the way he's playing this year. But that's why I'm saying, guys, I'm not counting out the Rangers in any series because I fully see Shesterkin being that guy that can make a massive difference maker. Kind of similar to what we've seen from Carey Price at times in the playoffs. So Penguins versus Hurricanes second round, Lightning versus Panthers. Let's move it on to the left side, the West. Avalanche, I'm not going to count them out, and I'm not going to get an upset going here. I mean, Vegas has got so much to figure out. Will Leonard be healthy by the playoffs? What are they going to do for goaltending? There's just so many question marks there. But if Leonard can come back, this will be one of the most fun first-round matchups if it happened like this. But I am going to take Colorado. Minnesota, Nashville, I am going to take the favorite again here. Minnesota, I have so much faith in Marc-Andre Fleury. I just think Fleury here is the big difference maker for me for the Minnesota Wild. They've got a good defense group, and I think they made some good moves up front as well. Billy Guerin had a good deadline, so I'm going to go with the Wild going to the second round. Flames and Blues, I am going to go again with the favorite. The Blues, maybe Husso is the answer, and maybe Husso can be the answer in the playoffs, but Markstrom's just so good, and I do think the Flames, Daryl Sutter's got a good thing going with this team right now, so I'm going to take the Flames. Kings and Oilers. I will take the 3 seed here, Oilers, and create a Battle of Alberta. I hope the Oilers could do it because I just feel like, look at these second round matchups. I mean, if we can get the Battle of Florida and the Battle of Alberta in the second round, that would be nuts. We'd have so much fun on the stream. So I do want that to happen. So Battle of Alberta, we'll start there, and I'm going to go hot take here. And Flames fans are going to come at me. I am going to go hot take. I think kind of similar to what we saw a few years ago. I think if the Oilers can get past the first round, I think McDavid and Draisaitl might just go on a stupid run. I think everything screams Flames here. But I'm hot take hockey. I got to go a little hot take here. I'm going to go Oilers. I'm going to go Oilers upset the Flames in 7 games. Again, if I'm looking at full roster, I'm taking the Flames every day. Like, I'm taking the Flames all day, every day. But I'm going to take the Oilers as just a hot take here. You know what? This is one of the years where everyone's shitting on the Oilers, and everyone thinks the Oilers are going to suck, and everyone thinks the Oilers are going to do nothing. So I'm just going with the hot take right now. The Flames did, if I'm going based on deadline, the Flames did have a better deadline than the Oilers. But I got to go with the hot take here. And I am going to go with the Avalanche beating the Wild in a close one, too. I think both those can be 7-game series. And I do just, again, I want to have some fun here. I just want to see McKinnon versus McDavid. So that's kind of where this is coming from too. I want to see McDavid versus McKinnon. But going back to the East side now, so I know Flames fans, again, I love the Flames. I actually would be down to see the Flames go all the way to the Cup final. But the Battle of Alberta, man, I feel like it brings the best out of both them sometimes. So I'm down to see what happens. But Battle of Florida, I am going to take the Lightning. I want to take the Panthers here so bad, but I've learned my lesson. I can't keep betting against the Lightning, and they prove me otherwise. I can't do it. And guys, I'll give you an example here why I'm going against the Panthers a little bit. Because this year, everyone expects them to win. And if you guys go back to the Capitals in 2017, I actually like this example. The Capitals made that huge move to acquire Kevin Shattenkirk, right? Kind of similar to the big move. They did it, two of them. They did it with Sherratt and with Giroux. But I just think the Lightning still have a good enough roster, and they brought in Nick Paul. They brought in Brandon Hagel. They still have most of what they did the last 2 years to win Stanley Cups, right? And I think the Lightning have the Panthers' number a little bit, but I mean, the Panthers have done well against them in this season the last few years, so it's one of those things. I still think this is going to go to 6 or 7 for sure, but I think maybe the Panthers will be next year. I think the Panthers will do something in the next couple of years. If they don't do it this year, but if they can win around this year, then I think they could go far, at least within the next couple of years, but I can't bet against the Lightning anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do it until I'm proven wrong. I'm going to bet on the Lightning. And Lightning versus Penguins. We've seen this conference final before. I think these would be two really fun conference finals. And I am going to go with, I think I made this prediction like maybe last year, or maybe I did it at the start of the year, but I am going to go Crosby versus McKinnon. Again, I mean, I'm going back to it. It's a little boring maybe in terms of what you expect from me, but I just think you look at this matchup and Crosby versus McKinnon, and what I think is going to happen if this was the scenario, I think Crosby's passing a little bit of the torch to his buddy from Halifax, and I think the Avalanche finally win the Cup. I think the Avs, man, they've got to do it at some point. And you know what? They didn't make massive moves this year, but I think now with these deadline moves, I think everyone's looking towards the Flames. Everyone's looking at the Florida Panthers. Everyone's looking at the Lightning, because the Avalanche really didn't do a huge move. Like, they acquired Manson. They acquired Lehkonen. They made some moves. They did to shore up pieces. But I think a lot of people are just looking at these big moves of like Claude Giroux, Ricard Raquel, Tyler Toffoli, looking at all these big moves and forgetting about the Avalanche in a sense, but I know a lot of people still have the Avalanche as a favorite. So I am going to go with the Avalanche as the Stanley Cup winners after the trade deadline. You guys give me your thoughts. Maybe a little bit of a hot take in some of these, and maybe I'll get some shit, but hey, I got to go with some hot takes. Got to mix it up a little bit. So give me your thoughts, subscribe, like, and comment. This was John from Untitled Hockey. A lot of videos and streams to come, and I hope to see you there. Have a good one. Peace out.